sir. A very good
Hi,
evening.
Jasmine. How are you? Good evening.
I am, I am safe and healthy. How are you, sir?
Great, great, great. Keeping myself safe, and hope
Right.
you are also taking care and keeping yourself safe.
Yes, sir. So you are in Delhi, Noida?
I'm in Noida. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Same here.
Really? Which sector are you in?
137.
Oh, I see. Great, great, great.
And so you live in?
I'm in 41, Sector 41, very close to city center.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Sir,
yeah.
let me just introduce you quickly to our audience.
Sure. Most of them are I mean, your batchmates
Yeah,
or?
I think most of them are dental students from ITS. So let's see. Guys,
Yeah.
I was blessed to graduate under Dr. Rohit Kochar from my college. He's the head and HOD and professor of endo and cons in ITS. He completed his BDS in 1994 and PG in cons and endo in 1999. He has total 20 plus years of teaching experience, started his career from Shubharti Dental College, Meerut, and has private practice in South Delhi and Noida. His basic interest areas are single visit endodontics and intentional reimplantation. He's the reviewer for the JACD, that is the Journal of Conservative Dentistry, member of Indian Association of Conservative Dentistry and Endodontics, Indian Society for Dental Research, Indian Endodontic Society, Academy of Oral Implantology, American Association of Endodontics. He is the past vice president of IACDE, past vice president of IES, past president of Association of Endodontics Delhi, and past executive committee member of IDA, the Noida branch. A very warm welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very much and welcome all.
Okay. Sir, my first question goes to the second year. Basically, when we enter the main clinics and we have preclinical of conservative, the most dangerous to us at that time.
Why do you call it dangerous? Second year is, I think, more of a preclinical training for you all. So
Exactly.
is it really dangerous? I think you're working on the phantom head. The real exposure on the patient hasn't started yet. That we are
Right.
going to prepare you for that. Yeah, yeah,
So we are not afraid of the phantom heads. We are
Hmm.
afraid of getting things repeated and that our
Yeah,
caste, the strictness that we usually need at that point of
yeah.
time. It's really scary. So
So
what do
that's
you
all. That's
suggest?
all. That's all because we cannot ask you to repeat anything on the patient, which you will be exposed in
Right.
third year and fourth year. So we, give you that hard time and the tough time when you're working on a model and make you perfect in a particular exercise. So that's the whole idea. Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Sir, so what is the best way to prepare in the second year? What do you suggest students while we are, buying the instruments, we are practicing? Sometimes we don't get exactly how to prepare a cavity. So what do you suggest to the second year?
I think in this today's world, when everything is available on YouTube, all the books, all the textbooks, all the videos, you name it, and it's there on YouTube. I sometimes feel that it's useless if we give a demo in that lab sitting over there. I think we could easily click onto
Exactly.
Google and connect to a video on YouTube and ask you live whether you have understood everything or not, which is being shown on the video, and give our commentary also about the instruments and what is the sequence of instruments and how to
Right,
correct
right.
if you have gone wrong. So I think it's all available on YouTube now. So the best thing I tell my postgraduate students also, you will not believe me that you better watch. You know what happens is most of the things you learn automatically when you see someone else doing it. You
Right,
understand? That
right.
glitch, the hitch, is goes away. Even if you're not able to see the person's face, you're able to see that somebody is performing that particular procedure, and you get motivated. God has given you that motivation, inbuilt motivation, which naturally comes in, and you also develop that desire and the drive to learn that particular procedure, and that is the best use of a video available on YouTube. Otherwise, in a textbook, yes, you need to, before seeing these videos, you need to be clear with the theoretical part by reading, Studevant, what we have read.
Yeah.
That's the Bible of conservative dentistry, I would say. And nowadays there are many preclinical books available by Dr. Gopi Krishna, my junior
Okay.
in NDS. And there are other, Dr. Anil Kohli, for that reason, also has one textbook. I think somebody else, he is the main editor and somebody is, compiled the book for him. So it's a nice textbook to read, clear your basic fundamentals about the cavity preparation and many other things which you read in those. And rest you can always jump onto these videos and
Yeah.
pick up the best one. See, YouTube is one platform. I always say that anybody can, anybody is free to upload anything what they want. But
Exactly.
then you have to actually pick and choose, pick up the right,
Content.
platform,
Yeah.
content, and the right person. That's very important.
Right. Right.
If it is a university, which has uploaded the video, that's the best one. You should always follow those, or any other well-known name in, in the field. So one should follow that. There are 1,001 videos there. So you need to also pick the right ones and then learn. Yeah.
So it's good to see that things are changing, the scenarios are changing, and we are preferring digital platform because at our times, 2 3 years back, this was not happening.
What are you talking about? The YouTube videos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
YouTube videos have been there for years, for quite many years now.
Yeah, but so at our time we used to, just see the textbook. It's like since
Yeah,
two, three
yeah.
years, it's been more.
So that's what I'm saying. That I don't know
Yeah.
if you would have come to me that time, I would have definitely told you to use YouTube and which videos to be picked up. I would have given you.
Right.
Nowadays, I think in today's curriculum, what they have changed the teaching pattern now. I think you have been
Yeah.
the students have been shown those YouTube videos, and they're doing the same thing what I'm talking about. So
Okay.
nowadays, yes, it has improved.
Okay. And so for the third and the final year, when we actually start doing patients, we have a white coat ceremony. What do you suggest for our first patient?
Um, See, firstly, that's a very general question. I'll reply for that also. Regarding endodontics, see, when you enter third year and fourth year, you are expected to do the endo work also, which is not happening
Yes.
in many dental colleges around, and even if you talk about whole of India, because
Yeah.
well, primarily there is lack of patience, which luckily in our institute where you have passed and your alumnus of that particular institute, I think there is a good number of patients, and
Yeah.
you if you really want to learn work and you want to work, you
You
don't need to
can.
do MDS. You don't have to go for a
Yeah.
post graduation. I always tell my students, the UG students who come to me and talk to me, that if you spend good time and you do make the best use of this time, you don't need to go for post graduation at all. So
Right.
yeah, for last 10 years, I had introduced the preclinical endodontic exercise in your second year curriculum. I don't know whether you have also.
Hanji.
Everybody
Hanji,
would have done
Hanji.
it till now.
Right. Yeah.
Now, at what level have you gone? How well did you understand? How well your faculty in charge has taught you? That's a separate issue. But this was the whole idea that in second year itself, if you are trained for endo work, um, uh, a small reason behind it, that once you pass out and you go out in the world and you look for a job, the private dentist is going to ask you whether you can do endodontic work or not. Simple question,
Right.
and it's
Simple.
it's a very frank thing which everybody asks. Even me, if I want to hire a dentist for my clinic, I will definitely ask whether you know the endo work or not, because that's the bread and butter of a dentist. Every second
Right.
patient comes with a pain, and if he or she comes with a pain, mostly it is root canal treatment what is to be done. Endo work on extracted teeth from second year level itself, so that once you enter the third year, you should be capable enough to do root canals in single rooted and two rooted teeth. And when you entered final year, then probably you should be able to work on a multiple rooted teeth. And internship, you are the boss. Whatever you want, you can pick and
Yeah.
choose the cases from the OPD, and you can do anything. See, there is a very strict instruction to all the faculty members that in the internship you are not supposed to refuse for any treatment that the student wants to do, because I feel that's the last opportunity a student is going to get.
Right. True, sir. Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's what you are asking me about, how to prepare after the white coat ceremony, how to prepare. So half of the preparation we have actually trained you on the models, on the phantom jaw to prepare the cavities and do the endodontic work. Now, once you reach the third year, your focus is first on how to make the patient comfortable, or rather, I would say before that, that you should be able to understand the mechanism of the chair, how does it work, and
Yeah.
the different parts of it, how to deal with them, and then the patient, how the patient should be made comfortable on the chair, what should be the different postures at which you should be working on, with respect to the different quadrants. So
Right.
those are the main factors. And the instruments, again, instruments, when you talk about the restorative instruments, you already know about it in the second year
Yeah.
level itself. And endodontic, yes, endodontic also, if you have really focused on your endodontic work on the extracted teeth, you are very well aware of all the instruments of endo also. Not all, I would say the basic instruments in preclinical level itself. So regarding the instruments, I don't think when you reach in third year, you should have any difficulty. Yes, working on a patient, different postures, at what angulation you should be standing with respect to the patient and with respect to the tooth. All those things have to be learned at that time, for which I think the faculty is always there to help you out.
Right. Sir, and cons and endo is very famous among students for the MDS. So,
Yep,
if
it
we
is.
opt for the MDS, what is the basic curriculum that we go for?
You're talking about as you enter MDS, what you should
Yes,
be knowing,
Hanji.
and that's what you want to know.
Right. Like what
So
happens in
so
the 3 years of MDS?
yeah. So unfortunately, what happens in the Indian scenario is that the student is doing BDS and MDS together. Don't laugh, but this is what is happening. The BDS and MDS is done together when one joins MDS, because at the BDS level, he or she has not, done enough work. I'm talking generally about all the students in all the colleges around. Most
Right.
of the for different reasons. Some colleges don't have patients. Some colleges are
Yeah.
not interested, in getting the patients due to some reason which cannot be discussed here. And
Yeah.
then the faculty's interest in delivering, which I'm sure every all the faculties do it. They take proper interest in teaching the students as far as they can in the given scenario. So I think PG is all about, according to me, is little more than what we are currently doing, or maybe at least in the first 1 year of MDS, we are teaching them the same thing which I'm talking about, how to make the patient sit on the chair, and what is your position with respect to the patient and with respect to the tooth which you are going to treat. So the first year I think goes in the basic endodontic and the restorative work. And in that first year, the first 4 to 5 months goes into your preclinical work, because there is a huge list of preclinical work which is given by Dental Council of India, which
Right.
the student needs to finish before they enter into the clinics again. Again, it's a preclinical scenario, which is again which needs to be changed. Why a student should be wasting those 4 to 5 months initially to do the preclinical work, which they have already done in the UG level. It's the same
Right.
thing, except some exercises like inlays and onlays and 3/4 crowns and 7/8 crowns.
Yeah.
It's a handful of exercises which is extra than what you have already done in your second year preclinical. So the first year goes like this: first 4 to 5 months preclinical exercise, and after that, the student gets used to the patients. The whole fundamental of opening the dental college in India was decided to be opened in a rural area. It was one step to serve the rural India, and also at the same time the student is taught dentistry. So Now the type of
Okay.
patients coming in, the rural patients, how are they? They will be
Yeah.
not be talking as intellectually, respect which you deserve or what you are expecting.
Yeah.
So one gets little flustered and frustrated that I'm not getting that respect. I am a doctor. That false thing, you should be expecting some kind of respect. There has to be some respect to be given. But then that is one major thing. What I personally teach the students is that you are supposed to be working on these patients who are coming from the rural India. No urban patient is going to open his or her mouth in front of you because they know that you are learning. So they are
Right.
your subjects, and you should be respecting them as I would say, treat them like gods. That they are
Yeah.
opening their mouth, knowing well
Yeah.
that you are learning. They are allowing you to
Yeah.
touch them. So actually, it should be the other way. So it takes little time for the postgraduate students also to understand that. But then once it is done, then probably things become very comfortable. And second year, then we start taking up in the first year also, the first 4 months I told you preclinical, and then another 6 months we generally again anteriors, upper anteriors, lower anteriors, the premolars. That goes on, and maybe up to first molar. It depends on the student's drive, whether they're okay with the three rooted teeth also in by the end of first year. And second year again, we go on to second molars, third molars, all the difficult cases, the special cases, the bleaching cases, the most commonly what we are doing right now is the as I told you, intentional reimplantation.
Yeah.
Intentional reimplantation is being done in many patients now because there are a lot of failures, there are a lot of broken instruments, there are a lot of perforations which happen in the UG side because we are exposing
Yeah.
them. So they are bound to do some mistakes. So that's okay. That gives us an opportunity to teach the postgraduate students on the same patients how to come out of that difficulty, how to negotiate the broken instrument, how to repair the perforations at difficult areas. So we have taken up as an opportunity. So UGs create that kind of patient bank for us, and we teach the postgraduate students, this. So I don't blame anybody for this. It's all very
Yeah.
expected because most of the
Yeah.
colleges they don't teach, so they don't have those kind of cases.
Right.
Teach in the sense endodontics at that level, undergraduate level.
Right.
So which we are doing somehow, and we have been successful, and there have been students coming and thanking us that at least they know something about endodontics before they leave the college. So I feel it's great. But post graduation level, yes, that's what I told you. That first year goes not that as expected. I think there should be more of research work which should be started in the first year itself. More of special
Okay.
cases which we should take up because special cases need a follow up. If you go for a
Right.
publication tomorrow in a journal, they need the follow up pictures and they need the follow up history of it. Which
Yeah.
if you do it in second year, you hardly get any time. You get about 1.5 years of follow up, which in most of the good journals is not considered to be a good time period. So it should be more than 4 years, 5 years of follow up. So it's fine. That's how it is.
Okay.
Hmm.
Sir, if are there any courses that you would recommend in India or abroad if one does not pursue MDS after
Uh,
BDS? Can
See, any course should be the first condition is it should be taught on the patients. If it is
yeah.
being taught
Okay.
on typho or it is being taught on the extracted tooth, I don't recommend those kind of courses. And
Okay.
the courses teaching on the patients are very few in the country, which I will
Right.
not name here on this platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Sure.
yes, the whole internet is full of those courses. So the first
Right.
question what you should be asking is whether it is on the patients or not. If it is not on the patients, then you should be thinking twice before you go for it.
Right.
And if it is
Okay.
on the patient, then yes, you should always. I mean, you should see the faculty who is there. You should see the how old is the course, and they have been running, and how successful is it. And then nowadays there is a system of reviews. You get the reviews. So watch for
Right.
that. I think that should be the best way. And going abroad and doing it, it's again you need to be your basics need to be clear. See, they will not
Right.
accept you as we accept you in post graduation.
Yeah.
They will always take you a step ahead or a step little lower than what they expect, one step lower,
Right.
so that they can bring you up one step up and bring you to that level.
Right.
So I think doing a course here before say 3 months, 4 months, or 5 months, or whatever is the duration of the course, doing that and then going and doing a 1 year diploma course makes sense
Okay.
abroad.
Right.
And for that also there are a lot of universities available. The internet is full of it. Even UK has a lot of universities. The so courses even at ITS, uh, we are also planning courses, short duration and the long duration courses for conservative and endodontics. Mostly it will be endodontic, not conservative. We haven't planned till now. It will be endodontic, training. So once we are ready with it, you can always opt for it. And it's definitely on patient. When I am recommending it, should be on patient.
Yeah.
So definitely I
Right.
am going to be doing it on patients only.
True.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that will be nice. That will be another you would call it a short-term post-graduation, I would say.
Right. Actually, sir,
Not
I
to
want
that
to
level.
know.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I want to know why you choose cons and endo.
Who me?
Yeah.
As soon as I finished my undergraduation, I an opportunity to work with an orthodontist in Delhi.
Okay.
He's well known, and he was my father's dentist.
Okay.
So my father had already spoken to him that my son is coming after doing his BDS, and he will need a job, and so he said, okay, fine. So
Right.
I joined them, and then there when I was working, I saw one endodontist coming once in a week.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm talking about 1994,
You
95.
ended for. Yeah.
And this gentleman had a good practice, the dentist that I was working with. And there were about 10 to 12 or maybe 15 cases for him at one go. The endodontist had to do all the cases and then go and, naturally back full of money.
Right.
So, and then this gentleman, the dentist, also recommended me to go for it because that was the best branch. And only after you come, I mean, I'm talking about 94, realized that at that level also, the most of the clientele, although this guy was an orthodontist, most of the cases were ortho cases, but there were a lot of other
Still,
patients
yeah.
also coming with pain. Indian mentality is unless you have
Right.
pain, you don't visit a dentist.
Yeah.
And once there is pain, it is going to go for
For
extraction
us,
or endo work.
yeah.
So that was
Okay.
one point when I decided that I should go for endo. I mean, I saw it. For 2 years, I worked with
Right.
him. 96, I joined my post graduation. So 2 years, I saw the phenomena, and then I decided.
Okay. And so before we as a BDS open up our clinic after graduation, according to you, what all are the basic procedures pertaining to cons and endo that a BDS must be super confident and clear about?
So again, same thing that the restorations, all kind of
Yeah.
restorations. Nowadays, I am also pushing the interns uh,
Right.
for doing aesthetic restoration, not composite.
Right.
I am pushing them to learn indirect composite inlays. You
Yeah.
prepare the cavity, you take the impression with the putty and light body, prepare the model and send it to the lab and send your own composite,
Right.
which is for the posterior restoration, the nanofilled composites, which are very nice to, polish also and strength wise also they are equivalent to
Right.
amalgam. And one good benefit what you get out of that is amalgam, if you compare it with amalgam, amalgam is a long way. Amalgam goes a long way. There's no doubt about it. Still, the patients come to us, doctor, we did it for
Yeah.
15 years before, and still it is going on. And for the same patient, I had done composite restoration 2 years back, and that fell off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have no answer but to say that aesthetics plays a big role in this, and composite is an aesthetic material, and it is not as good as amalgam. Amalgam is not being used because of mercury toxicity, all that thing you
Right.
have to tell the patient, and the patient agrees to it. That's fine. So then I thought that something has to be there which should be economical. At the same time, it should be able to overcome the polymerization shrinkage,
Yeah.
which is the main cause of failure of composite restoration filling.
Right.
So indirect composite inlay, which I came to know from one of my seniors, he was doing it, quite a number of cases he had done, and the results were better than the direct composite filling what we do, especially in a class two,
Yeah.
restoration.
Okay.
The first thing is that it is completely under your control. You cut the die on the model, and you can prepare it, fill it or give a double layer, whatever you want to do, you can do in that to overcome the polymerization shrinkage. Shrinkage still happens. Even in the model, it happens, but then you
Right.
can compensate for it. Once you show the
Yeah.
light, you again give a layer and then again finish it, and that should be ideal for your restoration. Second is composite, again, the polymerization shrinkage causes the marginal leakage.
Yeah.
Now, in the indirect composite inlays, if you lute it with the resin cement like Reliax or any other resin cement available in the market, uh, that creates a very good bonding with the tooth structure, and the polymerization shrinkage is overcome by the resin cement, which again becomes part of it, becomes a gives a monoblock effect. So
Yeah.
that goes a long way. I don't say it is as good as amalgam again, but then much
Yeah.
better than direct composite. What do you do?
Okay.
Then the zirconia inlays, all these things should be, we are trying to push. Indirect composite inlay we have already added in the curriculum. Zirconia inlays, yes, it is a little technique sensitive, and we have the CAD/CAM technology with us, so we can always do that. So all these things should be aesthetic should be basically kept in mind. Any patient coming to you, if you're in tier one city or tier two city, maybe in tier three city, anybody would say, Doctor, it should be the color matching is important. You cannot go for acrylic jacket crown in the
Yeah.
anterior region and not give ceramic. Even if you're giving ceramic, the shade has to be well matched with the neighboring teeth. Then patient also come for bleaching.
Yeah.
You need to go for you need to learn the smile designing. The if you are in tier two, tier three cities, you will come across a lot of patients who are suffering. Teeth have the fluorose teeth and they need to be
Yeah.
taken care. So in that case, you need to do the aesthetic treatment also. So all these basic things, endodontic work, yes, of course, that's the bread and butter. As I told you, you
Right.
have to be thorough with all the kind of cases. You have to have enough exposure. Theoretical knowledge is not enough. You need to get the clinical knowledge also, and that comes when you do more and more patients. So basically, you need to be working under somebody who can teach you,
Guide you.
case
Yeah.
wise, yes,
Right.
how to, come out of that kind of difficult situation before you open the
Right.
clinic. Because you know what happens, I always tell my postgraduates that here you call your faculty. When you're sitting alone in
Yeah.
your clinic, you will see stars. You
Yeah.
will not know what to do home to ask. You will not have time to your sir or ma'am or whoever. And so you have to be ready. And when during the PG course also, when you are coming to the faculty, don't come blankly and ask, sir, what do I do? You should be ready with plan A, plan B, plan
With
C.
plan C. Yeah.
And then you should discuss
Exactly.
with your faculty. Okay, sir, this is the issue, and I'm ready with the plan A, plan B, plan C. Now, which one should I pick up now? And that should be the question.
Right.
Not that आपके हाथ पैर फूल गए and you are stuck and you
Right.
don't know. It's showing on your face, and the patient is able to read. Patient is very smart.
Yeah.
If the patient is coming from rural India also, they are very smart. They know how to read people. They have been doing it in their families. They have been reading their brothers,
Yeah.
sisters. They have been reading their wives. They have been reading everybody faces. So don't, so don't challenge them that they will not be able to read you or because
Yeah.
today I feel not all. I mean, my whole ideology of adding endodontic work in second year, asking the students to do endo work in third year and fourth year and internship is just that out of 100 students, only 3 or 4 or maximum 5 are blessed to do MDS. Rest of them are not able to do it for some reason, for not getting their own branch, the favorite branch in MDS, or they may not, be able to pay that kind of money in the private institute. So one should be ready. to to open a practice or to work somewhere after the after completing UG. So this particular subject is very close to my heart, and I always tell any student coming to me that be prepared that to open the clinic, and for that you need to be trained enough to do it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Sir, is microendodontics also taught in MDS? We get that?
Yeah, definitely. Dental Council of India has recommended one microscope for should be shared by 5 students or maybe
Okay.
10 students. So microscope is definitely there. But what happens is we also make a schedule for each PG posted with the microscope on that particular day. So they do get the exposure, but then it's a very slow process. Probably you can do 1 or 2 good cases in whole day, because it's very tiring for the patient and for the
Yeah.
operator also. And certain procedures you can do beautifully under microscope, like broken instrument retrieval, or biomechanical preparation, or aesthetic work, the veneer preparation, the crown preparation. All these things are visible beautifully, and you have complete control over your depth, and the orientation is wonderful. So yes, it is part of the PG curriculum, but how much one utilizes it, that's the
Is the
question.
question.
I spoke extra, I think. Huh? I should have.
That's the plus point. Sir, so
Because
any
as far as the undergraduate students coming out of the curriculum, it's very close to my heart, and I always feel too much for them, and I have bag full of advices, bag full of suggestions, and
right.
so I can't
So
help it. It just comes out.
this reminds me of something. I was there for a very short time under your guidance, but during that time I was posted in the MDS department for like 15 days continuously. So at that point of time, we were having a discussion on one patient with a PG ma'am, and you just said that if I got the veneers done from premolar to premolar, I might be my smile would become more enhanced and more beautiful. So I was like, on that day I was running everywhere in the college saying like Dr. Rohit Kochar has advised me to get the veneers done, and I was on cloud 9.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I can now. I'm focusing again and seeing that you should get it done. Yeah.
Okay. Sir, so any last takeaway message for our audience?
Nothing much. I mean, I always today when I come across any BDS student or any BDS who has passed out and looking for a job or something, I always tell them
Yeah.
that you learn the work under good practitioner or a clinician, and go back to your place.
Right,
Today's
exactly.
on thing is that you should go to your tier 2, tier 3 city where you belong to. Tier 1 city is very, very expensive. And when are you going to break even those expenses, what you're going to incur? I am not sure about it. Because there is a
Yeah.
cutthroat competition. One lane will have about 20 dentists on that lane. So I don't know when will you break even. It's always better you learn good work in a big city, and then go back to
Yeah.
your city and do a good work,
Right.
because there the expenses are less. You're living at your own residence. The clinic also you can open if possible in your own home. You don't need to go for a commercial thing.
Exactly.
Even if you go for a commercial thing, it is not that expensive as in Delhi or
Right.
NCR anywhere.
Yeah.
So
True.
learn good work and go back and practice in your own city if you belong to tier 2, tier 3 city. That's always better.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. This was a highly impactful session, and the special message was the main thing that the audience needs to know, because everybody is coming from rural to urban,
Yeah.
and then they say the dentistry is saturated because it's not.
Yeah,
But
it is not.
it
It is
looks
not.
like it is. Yeah.
In tier 2, tier 3 city, it is still not. I'm sure about it.
Right, right. True.
The bigger the
And sir,
city,
any
everybody wants to work here.
yeah. And sir, any message for the MDS people, those who have graduated or just about to graduate?
the
Like
postgraduate
how?
students who are
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
MBS in endo.
yeah, right.
For them, simple and straight advice is make the best these 3 years, because after this you will be ashamed of asking anything to anybody. So, which should not be so. You should
Right,
be always
true.
open to ask and find out how, why, when. That spirit of asking and knowing things should not die off any time. But then I'm talking about you will feel that definitely you will feel that why didn't you learn something or that particular thing in those 3 years in your PG time. So that situation should not come. All the basic things, your basic should be clear. All the kinds of treatments available, under the specialty, you should have at least done once or you know about it. So I don't say that do bleaching, say 10 bleaching cases or 20 bleaching cases. Do just 2 or 3, have good results, and you should know
Yeah,
all the techniques of bleaching, and that's enough. So
right.
don't waste time. After you waste time in your post
Right.
graduation, then you will not get any other second chance. This will be the final chance of
Yeah.
your learning. I don't say that you are not open to learning. You should be open to learning. You can go for some more courses now, but then that should be level 3. That should
Right.
not be level 2.
Two.
Level 1 is UG, level 2 is MDS, and level 3 it should be. Again, you're going back to level 1 or level 2. Doesn't make sense. That means you wasted the last 5 and 3, 8 years.
Right.
So as I said that nowadays post graduation is considered to be doing UG and PG together. Most of the students are coming who have no idea, of even class 1 or class 2 cavities or endo work to zero,
Right.
because most of the institutes they're not given the exposure. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they are taught theory, but the clinical exposure is not there.
Right.
That's contradicting your own curriculum.
Exactly.
So
Right,
that's
sir.
how.
Thank you so much, sir. It was one of the
You're most
best
welcome.
sessions I had. Thank you so
Most
much for
welcome.
coming.
Most welcome. Most welcome. Any other time you want, I'll be there.
Sure. Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.